Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Morning Time Pirates. I am your host for this week, and it has already been a crappy morning, at least in traffic sense. The interstate that's near my house is backed up, so of course everybody gets off thinking it's going to be faster, and it's not. But the kids are successfully at school. We are here. We're going to try to get some writing done. I am working on actually digitizing my unread TBR to see what the actual count is. So that's probably what I'll be working on today. I'll let you know what number I start at and what number I get to. I can tell you it's already a lot. And then I also have to fit in breakfast in there somewhere. Let's see who is here so we don't get off track. I'm also trying to load our timer for today. We have the spirit timer. If I can find here it is. I need to sign into Steam so I can get the timer pulled up. Okay, cool. Apparently there is a special on hidden objects. Something is on sale. I did not pay attention. I think we're going to be in the garden today. We'll start with meditating and I cannot help it. I have to do the little cow. She's adorable. Even she meditates. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to show you guys. Okay. Let's see who all is here. Molly is here. Monday Fun Day. Ooh, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Molly. Lindsay's here. Hi, guys. Hope everyone is having a good day. I mean, it'll get better. I'm not too worried. Swank says, howdy, everybody. Happy Librarian Day, happy Scrabble Day, and happy Silly Earring Day. I wish I could participate in that one because I do have some silly earrings, but I need to see if I do have my ears pierced, but I have not worn earrings in forever. I'm in the process of trying to find earrings that won't turn my ears green. I'm thinking stainless steel, but I have to find ones I like. And I need to see if this is still pierced or if I have to get it re-pierced. Story of my life on that one. Allie's here. Good morning, everyone. I'll be reading Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I renewed the loan for the 3rd time yesterday, and I'm trying not to have to renew it for the 4th time. You got this. I will have to do that with mine. I got caught up on the pages for this week, so now I'll be able to start where we're starting on Wednesday, but I'll have to return the audiobook, or it goes back before Wednesday, and then I'll have to check it out, if that makes sense. So I know that all too well. I have to do something about this lighting. It's the top of the laptop, I think, because there's sun coming from the shades, or maybe I'll close the shades and see if that helps. We're going to see what happens. Jean is here. Good morning. Molly says, Swank, if I bite your ear and hang on, would that be a silly earring? Oh. That might hurt, though. Lindsay says, I'm working today, but going to start Hooked as my March release. It's Japanese by the author of Butter that I read last year. I'm glad you said that because you said Hooked, and I immediately went to Emily McIntyre, which is a mafia retelling of Peter Pan. So I'm glad you said something. Jean reading an arc called We Would Never Tell at 47%, and I'm enjoying it. The author has an interview on Instagram tonight. Ooh. Do you think you're going to try to finish it for that interview, or you're just going to read as much as possible? Molly says, I will be reading The Legend of Leanne Page. So far, it is quite boring, but it's an arc, so I'm going to read a bit more. Gotcha. Hopefully, it gets better for you. Swank says, Molly, totally. That might hurt, though. I just think also, like, your ear stretching. Lindsay says, I don't wear earrings often, so each time I need to pop them through the hole, they won't re-pierce them as they've been done so many times. Oh, I think I just need to find like a really good set of like stainless steel ones, because anything else, I used to have, I think it was sterling silver, but even then, like after a while, they started. I think they were like like coated. I don't think they were really good ones. So every time my ear turns a little green. So we have to find better ones. Better ones. Jean says Molly seems to be choosing violence this morning. I mean, I don't know why. Have you had your coffee, Molly? Maybe because she hasn't had her coffee, that's why she's choosing violence. Because I know if I haven't had enough coffee, don't talk to me before. It might be a little violent. I understand that. But I've had coffee, so it's coming down. It's just traffic. I've had the traffic back up. One guy pulled out in front of me and he had a trailer. So I guess he thought I was turning but I wasn't. So I let him know I wasn't and he shouldn't have pulled out in front of me. Molly, well, I can't bite a librarian. I mean, you can, but I don't know if they'd help you after that. Swank says, violence, it's your choice. Molly says, what was the title of the mafia retelling? Hooked. It's by Emily McIntyre. It's part of her Never After series, or is it Never Happily Never After or something? I think it's the Never After series. But basically, each one in the series is about the villain. The villain as the main character. So, like in Hooked, it's kind of like a mafia drug deal type thing, but Hook is like the good guy for all intents and purposes, and the father of the Darling family is the bad guy. So they've swapped, and then the rest of them deal with other villains from different stories. It's quite nice. I've only read the first two. I've read Hooked and I've read Scarred. Scarred is a Lion King / Hamlet retelling. And then book 3, Wretched, is The Wizard of Oz. 4 is Twisted, which is Aladdin. Crossed is book 5, which is The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And book 6 is Hexed, which is The Little Mermaid. I do hope she makes more, because I would like to see what villains she comes up with. But as far as I know, it's only the 6. Molly says no coffee, no breakfast, and it's a Monday. Ooh, get you some breakfast, get you some coffee. I understand it's Monday. I'm having the same. I need to get breakfast, but I do have coffee, so that's why we're not as bad. Once I get breakfast, I'll be fine. Molly says, actually, I'm wrong. I haven't read it. Oh, that jumped. That jumped a lot. Hooked by Emily McIntyre? Yes. Oh, thank you. Sadly, I've already read it. And then, okay, I see. Only if they bite first. That is true. Then it's self-defense. Actually, I'm wrong. I haven't read it. Ooh, you might like it. It is, there is some scenes in there, some spicy scenes. So if that's not your thing, don't read it. But if it is, or you don't mind it. Are they all mafia style? No. Because Scarred, like I said, is about Lion King and Hamlet. So you combine those two. And I haven't read 3 through 6, so I need to do that this year. I would like to finish out and get caught up, just in case she does more. But no, they're not all mafia style. It's just the first one. The second one is kind of, it almost seems like a Robin Hood-esque type. But it's always the villain that is trying to do good or whatever. Yes, exactly. Jean says not all are mafia. Yes. I don't know how they would do mafia stuff with the Wizard of Oz. I mean, it could be done probably, but I don't know how they would do it. There is our timer screen. No, we don't need that. We need this. And we're going to put it over here on this side. Excuse me. All right. We have our timer. I think I'm at the bottom of the comments. Yes, yes. Let me put in our welcome banner. I should create one for the Morning Time Pirates. I'll do that in the first sprint. And also eat breakfast. So first sprint, I'll be making the banner, eat breakfast, and work on my unread TBR. Jean says, I enjoyed Hooked and Scarred. I liked them. Didn't love them as much as I wanted to. So far, my favorite out of the 2 that I've read is Scarred. I liked that one a little more than I liked Hooked. So, but I'm interested to see, like, and read the rest. Because I do have I want to get the collector's editions. Those are very pretty. But I need to read the rest of them before I do that. Because some of them are starting to come out, and I'm like, ooh, I can't get it because I haven't read it. So I need to get caught up. All right. And now we're back on track. We're a little early, actually. So let's go into our first sprint. And I will see you guys in 30 minutes. Happy sprinting. All right. How did everybody do on that first sprint? Hopefully the lighting looks a little better. I did close the blinds for the back door a little bit, so you don't have that like shadow that I had before. I ate breakfast. I had an English muffin and a banana. And then I told you I was going to tell you, and I forgot. But I started at 661 for my Excel sheet, and I got to 713. So, not bad for the 30-minute timer. Hopefully, I'll get more, but we shall see. Let's see how you guys did, and then we'll go into our next sprint. I know we had a couple of people pop in. This was our last comment before the sprint that I saw. But I did see Jean's like right after we went into the sprint. She said Scar was more fantasy than Hooked, so it would make sense you would like them more. Yeah. I liked Scarred just a little bit more than Hooked, but I'm looking forward to reading the rest of them to see how they turn out. And this was me agreeing that I liked it because of fantasy. Jen from Pacing Through the Pages is here. Good morning, pirates. Working an immersive reading Air of Fire today. Hope everyone is well. Happy Monday. Well, welcome in. Welcome in. That was me saying good morning and going off camera for foods. Ren popped in. Hello, hello, everyone. Getting work done and listening to Game On. Nice. I remember yesterday she was saying she was enjoying it. Sam is here. Hello, Sam. Me saying hi to Ren and Sam. Sam says, just lurking for a bit while I try to get some things done on the computer before taking the boy to his appointment. I did ask how the little one was feeling because he was sick. And Sam said, much better. Still have to suck his nose out and he coughs from time to time, but is much better. He has a cardiologist appointment today, getting meds adjusted and an EKG done. Ooh. I'm so glad that he's feeling better, and I hope that his appointment goes well, is what I was saying. I remember doing appointments when my kids were that little, and every single time, if they had to do like vaccinations or they just had to do some sort of test, it always made me like, why? Like, can I take their place, please? Like, don't hurt my children. So I'm much better about their appointments now. And thankfully, they haven't had to get vaccinations recently. I think they're all caught up with the exception of maybe like the yearly. Like we don't typically do the flu shot, but we're supposed to do that every year. So I'm not one to like really do the flu shot unless I absolutely need it. I think the only time I've ever done it is when I was pregnant with my children. Andy popped in, is waving good morning, and I said good morning to Andy. Molly says I'm going with maybe 7% red. Ate a kind breakfast bar. Or did you get nothing red? By the ampersand sign, I'm going with 7 because that's the 7 on the keyboard. But I could be wrong. Let me know. And Ren says made it to 66% and got some work done. A heck of a lot to go. Ooh, but you're getting there. You're making progress. I absolutely love that the little cow is meditating. But we did meditate for the first 30 minutes. So we're going to switch activities. They don't have reading in the garden. Let's go to the gazebo then. The gazebo, and we'll do. Oh, this one doesn't have writing. To the greenhouse. There we go. We'll do some writing, and the little cow can read. Oh, nope, they're writing too. How cute. Adorable. Wren. We read that one. Oh. Swank says, every year I get my flu shot and COVID shot. I think down here they're saying, at least for us, they're saying we don't have to get it unless a doctor says that we should get it. I don't know. I'm gonna next time I have to go for my annual checkup with the primary care, then I'm gonna ask. Because I did the initial vaccination for it, and I think I did one booster, but then I didn't do anything after that, and then they changed it. So I don't know. I'm gonna see what the primary care says, and then go from there. Because I would like to get it, and I would like the kids to get it because they didn't have one for the kids when it first happened. So I imagine they have one now. Molly says, oh, 7%. I really need to stop with all the typos. No, you're fine. I figured it out. I just wanted to make sure. So we'll see. But you're fine. Like I said, I can figure it out. And it's still morning. Did you get your coffee and breakfast, Molly? Swank says, you're trying, Molly. That's what matters. Exactly. And if you haven't had coffee or breakfast, then you're not awake yet. I'm slowly getting there. I still have my coffee. Mel is here. Good morning, Alicia. Good morning, Mel. How are you? And Mel says, good morning, friends in the chat. We're hoping that Kelly is having fun on her cruise. Well, I can't wait to hear all about it. Swank says, I'm in the group that needs both each year. Gotcha. I know there's a couple of things that I guess as we get older, we have to do the vaccinations so that we don't get it. I don't even know if I'm reaching up to that point yet. Molly says, thanks, Swanky and Alicia. Swank says hi to Mel. And Molly says, no coffee, too lazy. What? Coffee is a must for me. If I don't do coffee in the morning, then we do not function. Coffee is a must. Otherwise, I cannot. All right. I'm trying to figure out how much of a delay is in the live, because when you guys had, I think, under 2 minutes left, it was already telling me that it was, I think it was 45 seconds left or something. And I was like, that can't be right? I do have my YouTube pulled up just in case, because I don't want to miss anything. Mel says hey to Swank, and Mel says, I just finished my first cup of coffee. I had a cup of coffee, and then I grabbed my coffee mug. I usually use this for when I'm taking the kids to school. Right? Me too. I couldn't survive without coffee. Otherwise, there's nothing will get done. This is how I wake up and get focused for the day. I don't know if I could do it without coffee. Even if I say have to do blood work, which isn't often, but when I have to do blood work and they want you to fast, I always have coffee and like a banana or a granola bar or Nutri-Grain bar or something, so that they say, okay, you're done, you're good to go. First sip of coffee and a bite to eat is what I'm getting, because I am hungry in the morning. Yeah, I don't know. It says I'm live, but it doesn't say, and it helps you poop. Yeah, that is true. All right, let's go into our second sprint, and I'll try to watch the timer because I have it pulled up over here, but I'll try to watch the timer and see what the delay is. This one. So you can see all of the things. And I will see you guys back in 30 minutes. Happy sprinting. How did everybody do that sprint? That sprint went faster than I anticipated, but I did get some done. And I discovered that the timer is about 25 seconds delay. So, because what I see here is different than what I see on the screen there. So I'm trying to account for that. But I started at 7:13. I'm now at 8:41. So I think I'm almost done. I could be wrong. We'll see. We'll see what number I get to when I finish. And I'm trying to make sure that I have like all books accounted for. So I'm not including anything that I have uh, taken off and put on Pango. I'm not including anything that has already been read. This is purely anything that has not been read yet. And that includes stuff on my shelves and stuff that is like newly purchased. So I kind of want to get this done and set up before I participate in Kooky Mayhem, because I want to see how much of a dent I can put in for that. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, let's see where everybody got up to. We did have a couple of people come in. Like Vanessa popped in waving. She says, "Morning, pirates. Arr." She's got to take a shower in a few minutes because she has to head out at 11. Jen said, "Had to pause the stream for a meeting and a coworker called. I read 5 pages after my meeting and started meal planning for the week." My meal plan has already kind of been pushed off center or off kilter because normally I have chicken on Monday nights and we still have leftovers from pizza night, which was Friday, so that stuff has to get eaten. And then we have leftover hot dogs from Saturday. So that is tonight's dinner. Leftovers, which means I'm probably going to have to cook something on Wednesday. Tuesday is tacos. That means chicken will probably be Wednesdays. And then I'll have to figure out Thursday, and then Friday again is pizza or whatever we decide to do. They've been slowly like changing it up. That was me saying hi to Vanessa and very productive to Jen. Lindsay says, "I get flu vaccine each month as I've got asthma. Hubby gets COVID vaccine every 6 to 12 months as he's immunocompromised." That's probably a good thing for both of you then, because we want to make sure that you guys are happy and healthy. Take all the vaccines needed. As I get older, I'll probably have to do the same. Like, I'll have to go through and do all the vaccinations. Molly says hi to Vanessa. So does Swank. She says, "Vanessa." Mel says, "Finished my Bible study for the day. Getting ready to journal for a bit in the next sprint." I need to do that as well. Well, mainly my reading journal. I need to update it. Mel says, "Hey to Vanessa." Swank says, "I finished morning pages first sprint. They did all of my daily help books in this past sprint. I have a phone visit with my shrink at 10 a.m., which means she is probably, nope, almost. I forget you're in Central Time. So in about 25 minutes. Good luck. I hope it is productive." Mel says, "Hey to Jen." Lindsay says, "Puppy was very excited by the hailstorm we just had." Excited by the hailstorm? What? Hopefully they weren't like huge. Hopefully they were tiny. Mel says, "Leftovers is always a good thing. Less cooking, less food waste, a win-win." Right? See, I grew up on leftovers, so I have no problem eating leftovers. My children and my husband, not so much. They don't like leftovers, so they hate when I do Wednesdays and Sundays as leftovers. And I'm like, dude, but if you think about it, if I cook Monday, Tuesday, and then if I cooked Wednesday, that's like 3 days of stuff that, like, if we have leftovers, it's just sitting there. So I started doing it where Monday, Tuesdays I cook, Wednesdays is leftovers. So then that clears the space. Then I can cook Thursday. We usually have a family dinner of some sort where we have leftovers, like pizza, on Friday. And then I'll cook Saturday. Unless we have too many pizza leftovers, then that becomes a leftover day. And then Sunday's a leftover day. So, and then that clears the refrigerator for the week. My family doesn't like leftovers though. I lived off of leftovers growing up. So I don't mind it at all. And plus, you're right, less cooking, less food waste. I like it. I might need my eye drops in the next sprint because my eyes are itching. Lindsay says, I put all my journal stuff away in case Puppy wanted to lick/eat it, so I might take it out on Wednesday when I'm off work and can supervise her closely. Ooh. Yeah, you don't want Puppy licking or eating it. I just ordered some new journaling stuff. So I had this PE tape, and I think I showed you guys if you were there on Sunday sprints, that I can pull it out and I can use it that way in my journal because it's all one piece. But I was like hoping that they would have it so that each part or each sticker was, you could just peel it out and use it itself. They have finally done that. They've finally, they call it a pre-cut PET tape. So I found out that they now have it, and I ordered two of them. I ordered a PE tape version and I ordered a washi tape version because I will use this one. It's like floral, but it has like the steampunk gears and clocks and stuff like that. And I really like it. The colors are beautiful. I'll have to see if I can find the washi tape real quick in the third sprint and I'll show you afterwards. But I always hoped, because you have to cut around it if it's not pre-cut. And so I was hoping that they would create one, and they did, and I'm excited. So did I add more than what I needed to order? Yes. Am I sorry about it? No, because I know I'll use it. Mel says, I don't understand not liking leftovers. LOL, like, you liked the food when it was first made. Why don't you like it the next day? Doesn't make sense to me. I know for my husband, for him, it's all about the like freshness. To him, it doesn't feel fresh when it's a leftover, which I get, but dude, it was just made yesterday. All you gotta do is heat it up. And my kids, I don't know, I've tried to raise them where we have leftovers. You eat the leftovers. My son would rather make himself a sandwich than eat leftovers. So, but he's also getting into like a picky food stage where he doesn't want to eat certain things. I used to get those, what do they call them? Chicken vola meals. It's basically a dinner in a bag. It's frozen in the frozen section. They have yummy flavors because they have like a garlic chicken, and every single one of them has some sort of pasta, has chicken, and then there's vegetables mixed in, carrots, corn, broccoli, whatever, peppers, depending on the flavor. He doesn't like the chicken fajita one. He says it's too spicy. He doesn't like the garlic chicken one because he doesn't like the garlic flavor. He doesn't, I get the 3 cheese or cheesy chicken one. He doesn't like that because it has broccoli in it. He doesn't like the broccoli. And then even with the chicken bacon ranch mac and cheese version, he doesn't like the taste of that one. And I'm like, I stopped buying them because I'm not like, gonna make it if he's not gonna eat it. And sometimes my husband will do the same thing. He's like, you're gonna make that? I was hoping for something more substantial. Okay, well, then you create the dinner menu, please. Because I'm not the best of cook. I'm trying to learn how to be better at making things from scratch, but I didn't grow up in a household like that. So some days it's going to be more effort than others. And so I'm limited on what I can do with my family. But I will eat their leftovers. It don't matter to me. Mel says, "How old's your puppy, Lindsay?" Um, I don't remember if she said. I know you were talking about the puppy at one point. I don't know if it's her puppy. That might be the one that she's like puppy sitting. Let me know, Lindsay. Am I right? Um, so it might be like a smaller puppy. Jen says, I got a chapter read and finished meal planning. Feeling pretty good about our choices this week. Ooh, what we having? What we having? Let me know. Maybe I can figure out my. I have a calendar, my little floral monthly planner here. I have not been at all. So we'll probably do leftovers today. Tomorrow I'm supposed to do nacho beef bake, but I'm probably just going to do tacos. And then I'll have to change Wednesday's leftovers to chicken. I'll probably have to switch then Thursday because I was thinking about making smash burgers. But since we had burgers on Saturday for Lorelei, then that needs to be changed. And then we're back to Friday. And I have not planned next week. I usually try to stay a week ahead. So Mel says, that's great, Jen. Yes, Jen is she's being very productive. Let's see. Jen says, ooh, Alicia, I meant to tell you, I made 5 major debt payoff goals and met the first one on Friday. Feels pretty good to see my progress in the first large milestone. Ooh, lovely. That's awesome. Now, are you doing it where are you doing smallest to largest in amounts, or are you doing like the debt avalanche where it's the biggest interest rate and then going down towards the smallest? How are we doing it? I'm curious. I want to know. We have 2 left for ours, and I think if it, because my husband said he should be getting a commission. However, I'm not counting on it. But if he gets it, it should pay off most of, if not all of, the current debts that we have, because we just have 2 credit cards to pay off. And so we'll see. I am excited because depending on, like I said, depending on how much it is depending on if everything gets paid off or not. And then I can move forward with our next goal. But I love to see when I'm actually like so excited. And I love to see when other people are like, hey, I'm now paying off my stuff. I love it, Jen. I love it. Mel says, sweet, way to go, right? And especially in today's economy, we need every little bit that helps. Jen says, thanks, Mel. And Tula is here, popping in to say hi to everyone. Hello, hello. Are you sprinting today? I have to look. I don't think you're sprinting today, right? Because you did it yesterday. No, I see that I missed the end of Dee Dee's. Wow. Who is next for Maker's Quest? I'll have to look it up. Tula says also amazing news, Jen. Yes, it is amazing. Molly says I moved into the bedroom, but next time I'm at a computer, I'll send you a link to one of my favorite YouTube cooks, Alicia. Ooh, thanks. I always like checking out new recipes and new videos for cooking. Molly says fantastic, Jen. Yes, indeed. Tula says, I'm Sundays. Yeah, I knew you sprinted yesterday, but I didn't know if you did today and yesterday, or if, because I know Paula sprints on Mondays, if hers is going to be Maker's Quests or not. Jen says, thanks, Molly. I used to have pretty bad anxiety about paying cards off. It's an actual issue with a lot of people, believe it or not, but I'm slowly able to get over it. Dude, same. That's where I'm at. Like, I used to have such the anxiety about even doing anything remote with like budget numbers, trying to pay things off. I'd get stressed out and just go, you know what, I'll deal with it later. And I don't know, like the more I read financial books and the more I watch financial videos, the more I learn and the more I just go, dude, I could do this. Like if they can do it, I can do it. Like I want to be able to say that I broke my family's cycle because my family has always had some sort of debt growing up. And so, like, and you guys know, I've been talking to my dad. Ooh, if the camera shakes, it's because ISIS is right behind the laptop. Um, but, you know, I've been talking to my dad about this stuff. And, like, this is stuff that he should already know. And I'm actually teaching him how to like do this stuff. So, knock on wood, he hasn't called with financial questions this morning. So we'll see. Let me check my phone and make sure. Yeah. Okay. Whew. So far, so good. But the more I read, the more I learn, the more I just go, yes, I want to be able to do X, Y, and Z. So it's good that you're able to like learn from it and do the things. Apparently my computer's volume was on, so I had to turn it off. Tula says, at the moment, Lachette on Wednesday for Maker's Quest. Gotcha. And Paula does Thursdays for the Maker's Quest. Oh. I thought she did some, well, maybe I thought she was doing like Mondays for some of the Maker's Quest. But Mondays is hers. Okay. Monday is her sprints, and then she does Thursdays. Gotcha. I'll make a note of it so I don't forget. All right. Let's go ahead and get into our final sprint. We're still on task and on time, which is awesome. And everybody's being so productive. Let's see. Let's do the final sprint. So let me change the caption. There we go. My cat has taken over the like back portion of my desk. So now I have to like move around with the mouse. Where am I looking? What am I looking for? That's what I'm looking for. Do we still want to keep writing for the spirit and activity? We can change it if we want to. let me know. If otherwise, I may just have her do this. Or actually, I could probably set it up so she's typing on the computer. Jean says at 52%, we would never tell. Ooh, making progress, making progress. Tula says, oops, Lachette is tomorrow and Pearl is Wednesday. Can't wait for her debut. I know. I'm excited that she's like joining us. I'll have to remember Wednesday. What time does she start on Wednesday? I'll make sure to put in the link if she's like right after us or during the writing sprints. Writing or reading? I'll be reading for a bit. Can I do reading at the table here? I can't, but I can move her out to the garden and do it. Let's do that. We'll have her and the cow reading. All right. I'm going to go ahead and star that comment. And we'll go ahead into our final sprint. Make it count. Final 30 minutes. Oh, perfect. So Tula says that Pearl is showing 12 p.m. All right, so I'll make sure I have the link and post it so they can go there after I'm done here, because I think we'll finish around between 11 11:30. Jen says Monday's taco potatoes, Tuesday is cheesy chicken wraps, grapes and chips, Wednesday is flank steak bowls, Thursday French dip sandwiches, fruit and fries, and we eat out on Fridays typically. Send me the recipe for those cheesy chicken wraps. That sounds delicious. And I mean, all of it sounds delicious, but cheesy chicken wraps sounds really good. Really good. All right. I want to try some of them. All right, 30 minutes on the clock, and I will see you guys back in 30 minutes. Happy sprinting. There we go. How did everybody do on that sprint? Isis is coming in to hang out for the last chatty bit. As far as I know, and I will double check, I think I have all the titles in, and I did take out a couple of titles because they were ones that I DNF'd. So, let me see. I'm at 964. So, I do believe I have maybe 4 or 5 titles that I do have to add because those are the books that I just got last week. So I'll add those. So even if it's 5 more, 969, 970. So that's where I'm at with my unread TBR. I am going to do my best to bring that down by the end of the year, though, because that's a lot. I probably don't need to go book shopping for the rest of the year, to be honest. But will I? Probably. There are a couple of titles I do want to get that either continue or finish out a series. So, and I do have a couple of auto buy authors that I will get if they have something new come out. So we'll see how it goes. Let's find where we left off in the comments, and then we'll go through them and then skedaddle. I will post links of here we are. We were talking about dinner menus, and this is what Jen is having for this week. She did send me, I wanted the recipe for the cheesy chicken wraps. That all of this sounds delicious, but those cheesy chicken wraps, I want to try those. And then Mel was like, "Ooh, what's taco potatoes?" Without looking at anything, the recipes yet, taco potatoes means that like you have like tater tots and you've mixed in like taco meat and then you tap it with all of the taco toppings, lettuce, cheese, salsa, sour cream, whatever your heart desires and how you eat tacos. That's what I'm picturing. But I could be wrong. It could be like a baked potato that's just dressed like a taco. You know what I mean? But it does sound delicious. Jen says, I started with the smallest first, but I decided to switch for a bit and do highest interest. I'm doing it that way now because my car will be paid off in July, and that will give me another chunk to work with. Fair enough. I think I've done that as well because when I first started, I was doing like straight up smallest to largest, regardless of interest rate, and that meant that I was paying off. I think I had a hospital bill, and I had like three student loans. It was between me and my husband's student loans, and then somewhere in the mix, I had gotten my student loan paid off. The medical bill was paid off. I still had his two, but they were in deferment, so he told me not to worry about it and to move on to the next one. Because he was like, well, as long as they're deferred. And I was like, dude, as long as they're deferred, there's no interest. I could pay them off real quick. And then you just pay that and they don't have to worry about interest. And he's like, don't worry about it. And so then I paid off my car, his truck, which gave us a good chunk. And then I went back and paid off his student loans. We then had an HVAC added because we had to change out our HVAC. So then I had that to pay off. So then I put that paid off because we did a 18 months same as cash. As long as we paid it off within the 18 months, then we didn't have any interest. So I did that and I paid it off in 16 months. Then my husband needed Invisalign. So we went through that and paid that off 2 months early. And then now we're just left with credit cards. That's it. We paid off all of it. So now I just have to pay off the credit cards. And then, of course, husband changed jobs. So all of life's little things happened all at once. But I get it. Like doing the smallest first, you get that motivational level. But if you switch and do highest interest rate, then you save money in the long run. So either way is acceptable. And if you're going to have your car paid off in July, that's even better because then it's yours clean and clear. And then, like you said, you have that money to work with. I love that for you. I love it. I love it. Um, Jen says Mel basically cut up russet tossed in taco seasoning, baked them, topped with seasoned ground beef and all the toppings. Sometimes we just use full baked potatoes, but the kids wanted to cut up the potatoes today. Ooh, that's a good idea. I might steal that one too. That sounds delicious. Swank says, thanks for sprints. See you tomorrow morning. See you tomorrow morning, Swank. Thanks for coming this morning. Um, Jen says our house will be paid off in 3 years, so that's pretty encouraging. Going into next phase of life with little to no debt would be amazing. That's what I'm trying to do. Once these credit cards paid off, I'm gonna build up the emergency fund just as a make sure that we have money set aside for it. And then that's my next plan is to I would like to save up to have like 50,000 for an emergency fund. And then after that, I would like to start making double monthly payments. So like have the monthly house payment, but then do it again for the principal and then see if I can pay it off faster. Because if I can do that, then the house is ours. Because I think we've gone through, let's see if I can count them all because we started with one company for the mortgage. Then they sold it to a subsidiary that was still within the company. And then they sold it to somebody else. And then they sold it to somebody else. So we're on our fourth mortgage lender. They keep selling our thing. And then, like right now, we're getting all of these emails and things in the mail saying, "Ooh, you have equity," and "Ooh, you can refinance." The thing is I don't want to refinance because I like the interest rate that we're at. I don't want anything higher than what we have. And we have a 3.75% interest rate. That I think that's why it keeps getting sold because I just want to pay off the house. I don't want to refinance to make it quote unquote cheaper so that they can give me a higher interest rate. Not happening. I won't use a HELOC. I won't do the equity unless I absolutely have to. And so far, I haven't had to. So if it's not broken, why am I going to use it? You know what I mean? Like, why am I going to put myself into more debt so that they could have a higher interest rate and get more money out of me? No, thank you. If I can avoid it and just pay for it either out of an emergency fund or just outright pay for it, why am I going to take out extra money if I don't have to? So these are all of the things that I'm learning. I don't want to do it. I just want to pay everything off. Ren says going to lay down for a bit. Thanks for sprints, Alicia. You're so welcome. Hopefully you were able to get some more reading done and hopefully you have a good nap. Vanessa says hey to Molly, Swank, Mel, and the rest of the chat. If I missed hellos, I was in the shower. Lindsay says puppy is 10 months old. We have her for about a week for her holidays. Ooh, I was close. I thought she was like a year old. But I didn't say because I was like, I know she's puppy, but I don't know how old puppy. I was like, maybe a year, probably not. Lovely. Rottweiler puppy, so definitely not small. Ooh, yeah, she's not going to be small. Vanessa says, well, gotta head out. Thanks for sprints, and y'all have a great day /time zone. Goodbye, Vanessa. Hope your things go well. Ooh, my coffee's starting to cool off. I need to finish it. Jen says I got to page 392, so I'm only 3 days behind on my daily chapters. Nice. You are farther along than me. I need to get caught up with y'all. One of these days, I'm just gonna like be so motivated that I just read constantly. But right now is not that time because it feels like everything in the universe is telling me I have other things to do. Every time I go to sit down and read, somebody needs something or something happens and I have to clean up something, and or the cat's stuck somewhere and meowing profusely. One of these days, I'll just read all day, every day, for a week. Tula said, daughter gave me food, so I've been playing a game while eating. Nice. Lindsay said, did you say 900 unread books? Yes, about 970, actually. I have a lot of books, and a lot of them, most of them I have bought myself, but some of them I have been gifted. One of my friends was moving and she was like, here, you could use these. And so she gave me a bunch. So, but I am starting to weed through them. I did just take out like close to 40 books. So that, I mean, obviously if I took out 40, that means I was a little over 1,000. So, and I'm going to continue to do that because there's some in there now that I probably won't ever get to or have lost interest in reading. So, I will probably finish going through the weeding and see where I'm at. And I will probably have to update my worksheet because I want to be able to add in like a DNF column. So if I DNF'd it, but I didn't, I can like say I've read it but DNF'd. So we're going through. I still have to add in a lot of the authors for the worksheet, but I have all the titles in. So again, like I said, I don't have to go buy any books for a while. And even if I read 100 books a year, I think I'm good for the like next decade, almost. Which is, I'm probably going to do that. I think that's going to be my challenge. I keep trying to want to create like a game and have like my apothecary TBR game, which I'm still working on. I have to fine tune a few things and add a few things, but I would like to use that. Excuse me, I thought I was going to burp. And see how that helps me read my TBR. Tula says taco potatoes sound delish, right? I kind of want to make some. Like chop up the potatoes really, really small. Almost like the breakfast potatoes. You know how like they're really small? I want to do those with the taco seasoning and then just have like the meat, lettuce, cheese, and all the things and see how that tastes. That might be a delicious idea. Maybe I'll try that tomorrow. I have to go buy potatoes though. I could do it. I'll look at the recipes that Jen sent. Lindsay says, Poppy is bigger and stronger than most fully grown dogs, but super friendly and has napped most of the day while we've been working. Aww, so cute. Oh. Mel says, finished journaling. Need to pack the kids some snacks for a play date. Nice. Jen says, yeah, that's how I cut up the potatoes. Like home fries, we call them. Oh, yeah, like tiny. I forget what they're called in the store when you buy them that way. It's not home fries, it's something else. Let me see. Potatoes O'Brien. That's what I was thinking of. They are called home fries when they're diced and sliced, hash browns when shredded. But they also have potatoes O'Brien, which is with bell peppers and onions, which is not a bad idea. But I don't need the onions and the peppers when it's with tacos. I mean, it could be. Ideas. Lindsay says maybe for 3 or 4 or 5 physical books you read, you can buy one, like Kelly's Game, but with less purchases. I had it set up, my reading challenge, which I have been neglecting this year, is my goal was to read 5, and then I would get to unwrap a book, which was a newly purchased book. So, but that doesn't seem to be working quite as well. And I don't know if it's because I haven't been reading as much, so therefore I'm not getting the wrapped books, or if it's just not working. That reminds me, I should probably look and make sure those titles are within my Excel sheet. Because if they're already in there, then fine. I don't have to add anything. But if they're not, then my number goes up. I didn't even think about that. Oh, what have I gotten myself into? You know what? We're going to find out. We'll see, and then I'll go from there. I think I may have put them in the spreadsheet already. I'll double look, because I do have a list of books that were wrapped. I just don't know how they were wrapped. So I'll figure it out. But yeah, that's what I was trying to do, is like read 5, unwrap 1. So I need to switch the buy faster than I can read. I need to read faster than I can buy. which takes some discipline very much. So we'll see. Mel says, thanks for the taco potatoes recipe, Jen, adding it to the rotation. That's what I like about finding new recipes, because it's new stuff to try and see if you can add it to rotation, because eating the same things over and over, especially for me, like I can eat the same things over and over, but after a while you get tired of eating the same things. So, hi Isis, welcome back. She just jumps up on the desk. Hi, how are you? Did you get your breakfast and your water? Yes. Lindsay says, did you do a TBR video for April? I have it set up, but I have not filmed it yet. I am a little behind on videos, but I'm hoping that I can get caught up with those this week. And so you should be able to see them coming soon. Because there was a second video that I filmed and I never uploaded it. So the only video that you have from me for March is my March TBR. So I'm going to have to finish editing or edit that video that was supposed to go in March. That one will go up, and then because that was my March reading journal flip through, and then I'll just start on April's videos. So then after that video goes up, then it'll be the April TBR, then you'll see a book haul video, then the April reading journal flip through, then I'll have another book haul video. So I didn't do any book hauls from the beginning of the year. I thought about doing like a quarterly, this is the first quarter book haul. But then I was like, no, that's going to be too long. So I'll just do it by month. So you'll see January book haul, then you'll see like an April video, then you'll see a February book haul, and then I think I kind of swapped back and forth April stuff with older stuff, and then I have a March book haul, and then I think the rest of the month will be April stuff, and then I'm already starting to set up for May so that hopefully before the end of the month, I can start filming and uploading those so that I can be back on track and then get back to filming and uploading and scheduling earlier than when they're supposed to go out so that I can kind of stay ahead, if that makes sense. Because that's what I've been trying to do. And I don't know where this year has gone. It's gone haywire. So that's what I'm trying to do. But yeah, I will have a TBR video. I am reading the books for April, and I still have a couple from previous month that I'm trying to read. So we're just gonna go with the flow when it comes to reading. So yeah, I will. Whenever I get caught up with videos, you'll be able to see all of the things. That is all I see for the comments. Let me put in some links for who is sprinting currently. Let's see. Because we know that Nicole from Noteworthy Fiction is sprinting. Nicole is sprinting, so we will add in hers. Kim over at Whimsical Narratives is also sprinting. So I think she has 1 to 2 sprints left, maybe 1, because she's on sprint number 4, and she usually does like 4 or 5. Hi, Isis. Excuse me, ma'am. What are you doing? Excuse me. Shannon is sprinting. She's also doing productivity sprints is what she's doing. So there is Shannon. And is there anybody else I see? That is all I see on my end. But you guys know that there is the sprinting spreadsheet. So if you can't make it to any of these or want to sprint later, you can find the sprinting spreadsheet. Let me see, can I... there is the sprinting spreadsheet. I had that one saved on my laptop. Let's go back up. So yeah, we have Nicole from Noteworthy Fiction. She is sprinting. Jen says, thanks for sprints this morning, Alicia. If you hear from Kelly, please tell her we said hello. Will do. So far, I have not, but I imagine she might be a busy lady on that writer's cruise. But hopefully I'll hear from her, and if I do, I'll tell her. Everyone says hello, and we miss you. Mel says, thank you for sprints, Alicia. You're so welcome. There is Kim's sprints over at Whimsical Narratives. And Shannon, she is doing productivity sprints. and there is the sprinting spreadsheet. You can go there and find all of the sprints. I think I am going to go and take a quick shower and then make sure I have all the titles before I start filling in authors, and figure out the rest of my day. Figure out the rest of my day. All right, so we shall hide that one. And thank you all for coming and hanging out in the Morning Time Pirates. I will see you guys tomorrow, same time. And